two-day workshop was based on some conversations that have been going on how best to promote neglected and underutilized species. From the name you can imagine it means we have them, but we do not seem to be mainstreaming them either in our agricultural sector or in our economy policies. So we met in these 2 days to have a conversation on what kind of opportunities are there, what kind of constraints are there.
So in the room, we have people from different walks of life. We do even have psychologists. Under this engagement, we have different partners that we have worked with to promote capacity of young career scientists within the Roof Forum network. And the Roof Forum network is a network of 175 universities in 40 countries in Africa. So as a network, we embrace different concepts, different aspects, emerging issues, and this aspect of neglected and underutilized species is one of those emerging species that we felt merited attention.
On the first day, we focused a lot on what constraints or barriers are limiting mainstreaming of these species.
Less is produced in that region.
Because in many cases, these crops, the knowledge of these crops is more kept by women, and this can be an excellent way of empowering women to cultivate and then processing this news.
I see that it's important that if we want our public to respond in ways, which are sustainable, that we need to speak to them clearly. We need to engage them at a level where they can comprehend the challenges and become active, become advocates.
Our collective efforts will strengthen it further for a futuristic food system of the entire world, not for India.
This workshop signals a turning point for Africa's agricultural development. It challenges us to rethink the intellectual foundations of agribusiness education and align our teaching, research, and practical engagement with Africa's biodiversity, markets, and resilience needs.
Let's not look at ourselves as agriculturists. Let's see how we cross the borders to work with other experts.
On the second day, the focus was on what kind of competences do we need to have in order to promote these species? What kind of areas do we need to consider when we develop curriculum on these species?
We got application from university students and youth organizations in Nigeria and Ghana. The ones from the eastern part of Nigeria, they had a lot of field study where they went into the community to speak to the older women, to document the information that they are getting. And then they organized a session on campus.
Can we build this kind of pedagogic approach where this goes beyond the university wall?
I am here today not as a student of University of Ghana, but out of how they reached out to me through the Post-Harvest Innovation Hub. They did not only support us with capacity building, they went all the way to support us with equipment, how to process them, with dryers, slicers, and packaging machines. So I think we can also look at it from a diversified angle to reach out to people outside of the university.
For example, what fits me in Jordan may not fit you in Nigeria or in Ghana, and things can be, so we can start with common modules and then we can specify other chapters for educators in a format that can be interactive within a classroom.
For much of the things that the university produce, the research outputs, the innovations, they usually remain like publications. Most of us that are in the university are aware of the culture of publish or perish. So we need to come to a place where whatever is produced within the institutions trickles down to the local person.
And therefore, as universities, ours would be more of a facilitative role.
Vision something like that if I walk into a grocery store, a Carrefour here, can 25% of the foods be small food there, right? Are we looking at a 2040 vision of that, and how do we make that a reality?
Some of the ways I was thinking on how best we can be able to deliver these and involve more young people is by having things like Cook Fest. We've done this before, where we did Cassava Cook Fest. After training these young people, you have a whole Cook Fest where everyone is delegated a different recipe to try on, and this means that it's gonna be more interesting.
Me as knowledge.
Without a lot of theory, we practice immediately what we are discussing from this meeting. It is also important that once we leave here, we don't just produce a magazine, we also produce action.
Where the West universities or developed world universities have an impact is because they have the private sector sponsorship. And with the private sector sponsorship, you then raise the profile of these crops that you want to take out into the public domain.
I think it was an exciting 2 days. We have such a massive amount of information. Now it's about digesting.
During this workshop, we have been able to identify the different areas of focus that we can be able to take forward in terms of developing of the curriculum. So we've kind of looked at, if you are looking at an academic spectrum, where do you start from, where do you end? So we've developed the foundation of a framework, not the framework itself, but the foundation of a framework that will guide us as we go forward in the implementation of this program.